What up, everybody? Pato Morningstar, your friendly neighborhood foul-mouthed podcaster here. And this is Pato's Powerhouse. You know, the one with no music, the one where I just talk shit and that's it, that's all. Anyway, what I'm saying, if I'm saying anything, is I'm glad to be behind the microphones of this motherfucker for the first time in a very, very long time. Now, I hadn't been recording this because, well, it's been busy, you know, your hardworking friendly neighborhood foul-mouthed podcaster. Well, it's become even harder working because, you know, sometimes you just gotta work a full-time job, a part-time job, and then still find other shit to do on the side just to make ends meet. I mean, this fucking artificial inflation, and yes, I say artificial inflation because when companies are having record profits, CEOs are taking fucking record bonuses and, you know, and everybody else is getting fucked. Yes, it's artificial. It's basically the elite fucking the middle class, the lower class, the working class. Better said, there's no such thing as middle class. It's just the working class, you know. And basically, we're getting fucked. This inflation is artificial. I mean, it's all there is. You cannot have an inflation, you know, the economy going so bad and companies posting record profits. You see, the math isn't mathing. So anyway, the only way it adds up is, like I said, the working class is getting fucked. So, yeah, that being said, you know, well, let's set the tone for this motherfucker. Well, it's getting close to Easter, you know, a holiday I used to celebrate back in the day because I grew up indoctrinated probably from the get-go. I mean, the first 8 years of my life in the Catholic Church, and from 8 up until, I don't know, a few years ago when I finally started opening my eyes, I guess, in the evangelical Protestant, you know, the whole Baptist, not apostolic, but Pentecostal type thing, did the whole shebang. And then as I kept reading the Bible and I kept learning things and looking at all the discrepancies, inconsistencies, and, well, you know, 2015, 2016, somebody launched their campaign for president, and all these people, these men of God that I used to look up to, flocked over to him like he was God sent, even though he's like the complete opposite of the Jesus they preach, you know. So what I'm saying, if I'm saying anything, I realize how wishy-washy, how is it that there's no consequences for them to flock to this motherfucker? But yet, I mean, some churches, when you come to Christ, I mean, they practically tell you to stay away from your relatives because, God, they might contaminate you with their worldly ways, right? So I started looking at all those fucking inconsistencies, and then the idea that perhaps the reason why they do that is because there is no consequences, because religion is a man-made construct to control people, and that's what it is. And I'm convinced that that's all there is. I mean, there may have been a more advanced civilization that experimented and created us. There may have been. There may be a higher power. But if there is, I mean, he, she, it doesn't seem to be too concerned with what goes on in our lives. If it's the God of the Bible, well, if you read the Bible, if you actually read it, not just what the little bits and pieces pastors spoon feed you, you know, to make you feel good, and then play music so that the vibrations will get you in the right spots, you know, in the fields. Because, you know, a lot of people that, oh, I feel the spirit moves me. Yeah, usually that happens when the worship team is like putting on the best music and you're feeling all those vibrations. I mean, and let's be real, your favorite secular song can hit those spots, can put you in those, give you the goosebumps, give you the chills, put you in the spirit, for lack of a better word. So, you know, it's a scam. But anyway, what I was saying before I went into this is that the way they manipulate us and they control us through religion, it's shameful, it's ridiculous, and those people, they build their heavens here. And they tell us lowly working class, you know, work hard, just obey God, obedience. Obedience seems to be the key word. just listen to every evangelical. I mean, I got relatives and old friends who are always talking about obedience to God, obedience to this God that may exist or may not exist, which if he exists, he doesn't care. And now, if it's the God of the Bible and you read the Bible, you can see all the atrocities that were committed in his name. But yet, when they were committed in his name, we've been programmed to excuse them as good things. And seriously, I mean, that's garbage. And right now, like I said, one of my biggest things with everything that's happening in the Middle East, the genocide that's being committed. I mean, I could understand, especially for Christians too. Like, they're always like, I stand with Israel and all this other stuff, But right now, you are looking at this, and technically, you are living in the New Testament era. Technically, the Old Testament, it's a thing of the past. I mean, it's only good when we want to enforce the tithings. Then it's in full effect. But what I'm saying, if I'm saying anything, is if we're living in the New Testament times, Jesus died to pay for the sins of everybody. And that's everybody in this world. So why isn't Jesus stepping in and doing something for all the children, women, and innocent people that are being slaughtered over in Palestine? I don't know. It's just one of those thoughts. So, I just wanted to take a few minutes to come back and check on y'all. This is a small podcast. What I'm saying, if I'm saying anything right now, I'm glad you motherfuckers and motherfuckerheads are still here tuning in, putting up with my sweet, soft, wonderful voice. And thank you. Motherfuckers, motherfuckerheads, life is short. So, do whatever it is that you're planning to do it, because tomorrow's not promised to anyone. So let's, I got to take my own advice too, I went and lived a little on a Saturday, and I paid the price for it the next day. No alcohol was involved, so I couldn't blame it on the alcohol. I can't even do that right now. I couldn't blame it on the alcohol. So all I could say right now is that live each day like it's your last one, because it very well could be, and go do some fun shit, spend time with family or that group, that tribe that makes you feel like you belong, Till next time, see ya.